Okay, welcome to the lecture. Com 225 for Computer Science Department, Web Technology for Year 2, Second Semester 2. We give credit to UNESCO for producing this work in collaboration with MBTE. It's a good work for the students. God bless you. We go straight to week 1. Week 1 is talking about the internet. The internet. In the previous studies, in the previous semester, we have dealt with internet. Although we don't have the work online yet, internet is a virtual world provided by a network of computers with multi-users. The internet. The internet is the international network. In fact, it is carved out from international network, where you have the LANs, the PANs, personal area network, large area network, the MAN, metropolitan area network. All these networks connected together all across the nations, across the continent, all over the globe. It is now referred to as internet, the network of all networks. And all these networks are connected, all the computers, all the gadgets on this internet is connected to another one anywhere in the world. That's why through my phone I can access somebody's computer if that person is connected to the internet, whether with his phone or with his laptop or whatever. That's a quick review of the internet. This is the connection example of network, where you have modem connected, servers connected, branches connected, and all that. Benefit of the internet: can download information, can advertise, access newspapers, magazines, and academic journals like this one. You can also do online banking. You can access international media like CNN, BBC, VOA, like Sahara Reporter and all that, as we have in Nigeria. You can access your church website like dclm.com.org. Okay, let's go on. You must have come across www. It means World Wide Web. Sometimes it is referred to as the web. It's a network of computers all over the world. All the computers in the web can communicate with each other. I've mentioned that. Then all the computers use communication standard called HTTP. HTTP. Now, how does the web work? Web information is stored in a document called web pages. Okay, the web pages are files stored in a computer called web servers. So the servers are the ones that keep the web pages. The web pages are the ones that keep the web document, web information. Then computer accessing the web pages are called web clients. As you are accessing the web page, reading about somebody or getting solution, studying on the internet, those things you are reading, they are stored on web pages inside web servers. Then your own system you are using to check or to explore is web client. So understand that. Then web client view the pages with a program called web browser. Your computer, your phone, the web client contains web browser that enables that client to view the internet. Now, popular browsers are Google Chrome. That's number one to me. Then we have Mozilla Firefox. Then we have the Internet Explorer. Of course, Internet Explorer has evolved. They have better versions now, better than what we used to know. Now, how does the web browser fetch the pages? A browser fetches a web page from a server by a request. There will be a request. A request is a standard HTTP request containing a page address. So the address looks like https://www.someone.com/page.html. That's how the address looks like. So the request is a standard HTTP request that contains this address. Okay, how does the browser display the page? Okay, all web pages contain instruction on how to be displayed, how to display the text. Okay, the browser displays these pages of the web pages by reading these instructions. You don't just put text and expect it to be like that. There will be an instruction to display a particular text. That's why you can see some text bold, some are just normal. So the browser uses the instructions to display the text. The most common display instructions are called HTML tags. The instructions are made or are as said provided with tags. Like we have paragraph tags. That one has angle bracket P, then the angle bracket. That's the beginning. Then at the end of your text, you have angle bracket /P, then angle bracket to close it. So the angle bracket has opening and closing. You can see it. Then the tag has beginning and ending. To begin, you use P for paragraph. To end it, you use /P. So there's some tags that have opening and closing. Beginning and ending. Like you have P, to end it /P inside angle bracket. Take note of that. Now, who is making this standard? Well, it's not Microsoft, it's not Netscape. The rule-making body of the web is W3C, WCUBE-C. That is WWWC, World Wide Web Consortium. They put together specifications for web standards. The most essential standards are HTML, CSS, XML, and the latest XHTML 1.0 as of 2008 when this document was produced. Now, the World Wide Web, oftentimes the web is most exciting new tool for the internet. It's a technology based on hypermedia. With hypermedia, information in one document can be linked to another. Like you have hypertext. HTML is actually hypertext markup language. So hypertext it's like you are using a language called hypertext markup. So the web uses that language very well so that you can link from one document to the other. Okay. Then we have HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's a protocol, a kind of format, standard to follow when you want to transfer your text from the server to the screen of the user. All right. You might have to read all this yourself, the history and all that. Okay, let me tell you about the history. Using concept from early hypertext systems, the World Wide Web was begun in 1989 by an English scientist Tim Berners-Lee, working at the European Organization for Nuclear Research in Geneva, Switzerland. All this, normally most technology will begin with the military nuclear research. In 1990, he proposed building a web of nodes storing hypertext pages viewed by browsers on a network, and eventually it was released. Proposal, development and all that, approval. Then in 1992, it was released. So we give kudos to this man, a scientist, Tim Berners-Lee. So we want to challenge ourselves to be like this. Create things that will help the world. Now, how a web page works. How does it work? It begins with either typing the URL of the page into the web browser or by following hyperlink. You bring the address or you click a link that takes you to the address. The web browser then initiates a series of communication messages behind the scenes in order to fetch and display it. And that's why we have HTTP. It's a protocol that if you will carry it out yourself, it will be too complex. You want to view, you type codes and all that. But they have packaged these codes. Then the web developer will package your information with another set of code. Then pushes it out. Then somebody else can now come and view it normally. So viewing it is easy, but coding it is not that easy. Alright. Now, what is a website? A website is a collection of web pages. Yes, those documents you access on the internet. We have yahoo.com as a website. We have google.com. And mind you, it's www.google.com or https://www.google.com. But you understand when I say yahoo.com, not that you don't have some prefix. You have some prefix actually. So that's an example of website. A web page is what you see on the screen when you type in a website address, or when you click on a link. What you see, that page, is a web page. Maybe the home page. When you go to .com, yahoo.com, google.com, it takes you to their home page. That's the home page. Other pages will be there. You now see .com/ see maybe another text there, .html or .php and so on. Those are other pages. But the home page is the first page you see when you go to a website. When someone gives you their web address, it generally takes you to their website homepage. I've said something about that. For example, we have yahoo.com. It takes you here. Now let's talk about the HTML, the hypertext markup language, how it works. HTML is a web programming language. Well, it's a language many people believe it's not a language. But HTML, the L means language, so it's a language. Based on standard generalized markup language, HTML's basic concept involves the use of tags. Okay? Or you call it markup. Call it tags or markup. Those alert the browsers that the document contains hypertext so that it can be interpreted and rendered as a web page document. Okay? Those tags will just give the browser sense or information that are hypertext. Okay, I've showed you an example of tag when I showed you the paragraph tag. You have open bracket, the P, then close bracket, angle bracket. Tags only aid in describing the document's content or text. Okay, like the paragraph, the paragraph text tag will tell the browser this text is a new paragraph. That's what it means. It's a single paragraph. Nothing should be joined to it, and that should not be joined to another. That's the meaning. That's the instruction. The browser takes that instruction into use, displaying it correctly. Alright, let's go on. Now we have HTML, web browser, URL. They all have their meanings here. I've told you hypertext markup language. Then URL is Uniform Resource Locator. Then web browser, you know that already. Is a browser like Chrome, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, then Internet Explorer, and so on. We have many of them. We have then hyperlink. Hyperlink is a text or an image or object that when you click it, it takes you to another place, maybe a website, maybe another place in the website itself, in the same website, or takes you to another part of the document on the website. Elements, a fundamental component of structure in a web document. We have tag, explained to you. Tag. Then we have attribute. Attribute is part of a tag to describe further what a tag or the browser should do. It provides more additional information. Okay, inside the tag, there are web documents. It's like you have pages compiled together to form a document. So web pages are what form web documents. Welcome to week 2. Now, when we talk about website, somebody designs a website. How is the website designed? Okay, it has stages. Number 1 is planning. Number 2 is content building. Number 3, designing. Number 4, development. Okay, that is where the work is, development. But without planning, without content building, without designing, you will not have a good development. So let's get into the explanation of each of them. Planning is where a lot of work that is supposed to be done is actually planned. You plan it, you draw it, the color, the layout. You see, you need to know what is your goal with the website. What do you do with this website? Is it for game? Is it for church? Is it for business to advertise? You need to plan. What is it meant to do? Who are your site visitors? Who are the people that are supposed to be attracted to the site? You find out. Then what do you want your visitors to do? Are they to view or to click to register? Are they to subscribe? You need to find out. Then why should they do it? Well, they need to subscribe so that I can use their email and all that to give them more tips, to invite them to more programs, to new things. I need them to click so that they can see and buy. Yes. So all these are part of planning. Okay, let's go again. Step number 2, content building. Content building. You now determine your content. You determine your content. Okay, what should be my content? Do I use picture? Which information should be my content? You determine what is my content. You have not started, but you are still okay. Bring the content. I need video there. I need picture. I need some documents, I need some explanations. You bring them together, then okay, this part of content building. I need home page. The home page should lead me. I should have some links on the home page. Excuse me. I will link to store location. I need another link for music, another link for electronics, another link for contact us. So on the home page, you like have 4 links. Keep them there. The visitor will come, click. Okay, I want to go into where is their store. Click the store location. There you must have typed your location. Maybe you keep a Google map there. Then, or maybe he wants the music. Just click the music, and that will take him to the types of music: country music, hip hop, classical, rock. Okay, I need to see country music. You click country music, then you see list of songs, music songs that he wants to listen to. That's it. For electronics also leads you to where you have some links. But for contact, for store location, it leads you to a point where you don't go further. But when you go to music will lead you to a page where you can still go further to have details. So this is part of content building. Read more. You can pause the video to read. Number 3, design. Yes, many designers make mistake, skip the first and the second step and just jump into this step. Design is where you put things together. All my content, how do I assemble it? Which one comes first? Okay, the design is just like that, telling the audience, okay, this content is here, then you keep another content at the back. That's the design. Very, very important. And the design will tell whether the visitor will enjoy it or not. There are some websites you go and they are not encouraged to go further. There are some websites that you go and you like to explore more, to stay more. So you take time to design. Just bring the layout, bring the content, arrange. That's the design. Then development. Development has to do with the coding. Okay, the design you want to achieve. And it is always good to draw. Get a paper, draw. Then when you come to coding, you take the design bit by bit and code. Okay, this design talks about, like we have here, you can not just have this, you draw it actually, but to implement it, you now code. You code. That is part of development. You code. Okay, development, you code. You can code with HTML and CSS or front page. Either way, you need to code. Some designers are solely designers and deal with only the basics of HTML and CSS. Well, there's what we call front end and back end. The front end is how it looks like. The layout. But the back end is what is like, okay, when this is clicked, when this is provided, maybe somebody provides his name, his email, and he said he clicks submit. What happens to the name and the email he has given? At the back end, those things are stored, saved, or maybe manipulated. You see, the back end is actually where we do the most work. The front end is just the layout and all that, which HTML and CSS will help you to do. Then how beautiful, how attractive depends on the front end work. But the back end is how successful, how successful, how, I don't know how to put it, how those informations provided are being ordered. Now, failing designs. A designer fails when the purpose of the website is not accomplished. Yes, that is why when you are planning and you are building content, especially building content, you need to work with the owner of the website. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Then as a designer, you don't want to fail. You don't want to bring in what you know, only just what you know. You want to do what the designer wants. You can only give advice, suggestion. So failing design is not necessarily poor design, but when the purpose of the design is not met. Introduction to HTML, hypertext markup language. Introduction. Now, before we get into practical, okay, I don't know if I can toggle between this. I'll try and toggle between this and the practical. You toggle with me, okay? All right. Before we go into practical, we have to understand what the coding looks like. All right. When you are creating a document for HTML, okay, you create using Notepad. Notepad is on all computers. So with the Notepad, you create a document, a file, and you save it. A new file. Save it as index. That's your home page. Index.html. That's the home page. When you go to google.com, you see the home page. That is index.html or whatever language they are using if they are not using HTML. So the first page will be index.html. All other pages will still have their different names, whatever you want to call it, but have the extension of .html. Okay. Now, when you have saved the document, the file, the first thing you type is this HTML inside the angle bracket. That gives instruction to the browser. This is an HTML file. All right. Okay, let's see the HTML skeleton here. That's what I've just said. And the HTML tag, look at it. The first one here. Okay. You have to end it. Before you put in any other thing, you end it with the last one. Look at the last one. Look at the last one here. You see it? /HTML. The opening HTML. The closing /HTML. So like I said, there are some tags that have beginning and ending. The beginning, we have a letter or some letters. At the end, you add slash. You have slash before the same letter you used at the beginning. So for HTML, if it is HTML, you have to create that. Then you create a space in between before you now come back. You need two things inside the HTML file. Number one is the head. Number two is the body. The head keeps the title. And it also keeps the meta metadatas, which are not basic anyway. You can have your website without that. The reason for metadata, meta tags, they are there, but basically you want to know how to do these things easily. So the head at least must contain the title. Then after the head, you close the head tag. Then you open the body tag. You close the body tag also. Then in between the opening and the closing of the body tag, create a space. Then put your content and other codes, other instructions in tags. You put them there. Alright. Okay. There are some explanations here. HTML identifies the language used. File type for the browser. Okay. The head act as a container for the page title. The title is basic. And the metadata. The title is necessary, but the metadata is not too necessary. So the title, I put the title there. The title appears on the browser head, the browser tag. Here I'll be showing you that the way it is done. Although on the phone here you will not have the title on the browser. Yeah, because this is phone. I don't know. Maybe because of the type of coding software I'm using here, no problem. But you can see it on the laptop. Then we have the when you close the title, you close the head. Then you have the body. The body. Between the opening and closing body tag is where you place the actual content you want to display to the public. And at last, this appears. Let's talk about HTML editors. HTML editors. Hold on as I go. Alright. Index. I've created the. Okay. Now, okay, let me go back. To start with, you click plus. If you have downloaded your coder, you say new folder. Say maybe test or practice. Okay, create it. Then click the practice. Then click plus again at the bottom. Okay, new file now. Call it index. I said the first page, the home page should be index.html. Create at the top. Then click it. Index.html is created. That's it. So I was trying to explain to you that when you want to code, you start with tag. You can put something like okay, doc type. HTML. Okay. All right. Okay, what I was trying to explain you start with HTML and you close it. You have to close it. HTML / please. Is it / then HTML. Okay, in between. Oh, sorry. In between, create a space. Like I said, when you have a HTML document, you have two things inside, two big things inside, the head and the body. So, head first in a tag. Come out, create a space, close the tag. Sorry. Close the tag / head. Okay. Then you can put title. Title tag. This title tag tells the computer it's a title. Always remember to close your tag before you even put titles wrong there. Title. Okay, then go back to the middle and put your title. Say my first coding. Okay, that's the head. Now the body, have a tag for the body. Okay, make sure you create space to avoid having some problems. /body. Alright, so inside the body you have your tag, you have your content. So let's say you want to have a paragraph, just for example. Let's close it. You have okay, in between made a mistake, it should be P. Okay, in between you can have your paragraph. Say, hey, I'm having fun with coding. Or if you want to go to the general tradition, you say hello world. Hello world. Hello world. Okay, let's remove the A. Let's remove the comma. Hello world. I'm having fun with coding. Because this is inside the engine of the coding, but in the world, outside there on the browser, hello world, that's the meaning. So come here, look at this, click it, look at the eye there, and click the eye there. You see it, but it's so tiny, Hello world, I'm having fun with coding. You see all the meta heading, all the title heading, none of them is here. Because they are just instructions. If I were to be using a computer, you see the title on the browser, on the tab of the browser. Alright, let's go back. So we have HTML editors. The editor is just what I've shown you now. There are many types of editors. Okay, there are some that you can call what you see is what you get, like front page and Dreamweaver. In that case, the way you design it, you put all those things together. That's how you see it on the website. But there's another one that I've shown you now. Just use a text file to do the coding. When you are using what you see is what you get, you don't need the coding. Just put your text together, type your text, put your picture, arrange them the way you like. And that's how it's going to be on the browser. But for text editors, how you want them to be is the instruction is given by coding. Okay, for you to be skillful, however, in web development, it is strongly recommended that you use a plain text editor, such as Notepad. Yes, Notepad. Just get the Notepad, save it as .html, and begin to type your code. Alright. When you are using computer, PC, Windows, there's always a Notepad. Get to all programs, get to accessories, get to Notepad, open it. Then there's what you need to quickly do. Go to format, then click check word wrap. Okay, so that your document do not become too long. Alright. So I think I've explained the head and all that. Head, the body. Okay, and I've given you an example. Alright, we've gone through all this. by my little example. You might like to do something like this and see what you get. You can pause the video also to go through this. Actually, it is from what was given here. Okay, from here you can type all this from this HTML, HTML tag, HTML to HTML. Look at it here, from HTML, sorry, not that, from HTML to HTML beneath here. When you type it, you will now check it out, so you see how it looks like. Okay, there are some questions here, frequently asked questions. You can go through them. Okay, this is a lecture. In lecturing, we give you clue and you go on researching. You do more. Alright, we have HTML elements. HTML documents are text files made up of HTML elements. Okay, they are defined using tags. HTML tags. HTML tags are used to mark up HTML elements. Okay, tags are surrounded by the two characters, angle brackets, opening and closing. Okay, the tag normally comes in pair, like you have B and /B. Okay, /B, B and /B. The tags in a pair is the starting tag, the second tag is the ending tag, the first, the second. Some tags don't have closing tag, just like break, BR. You have angle bracket BR and angle bracket. That's all. BR means break, another page, another line. Then B is for bold anyway. Now, HTML tags are not case sensitive. You can use capital letter or small letter. You know what? I advise you to use small letters or true. Now, basic HTML tag with three basic HTML tags. Okay, we have the headings. We have from H1 to H6. So when you enclose a letter or a sentence in these tags, any of these tags, it gives an instruction. Each of them, H1, they are all for headings. Then H1 is the biggest heading, which may be one in a page. One of them in a page. H2 is a less bigger heading, I don't know if that English is correct, but it's a smaller heading. It's bigger than ordinary text. It's a smaller heading. Let me show you an example from what we did here. Okay, thank God we have this view now. Okay, when you preview this, it's so small. Okay, let's get out of here. To make it big, instead of using paragraph, I can still use paragraph and have another tag, H1. At the end, you have, okay, see it, slash, then H1. All right. When you save this, then you run it, it's bigger now. That's H1. Now for H2, H3, H, you see, they have different sizes. All right. Okay. Let me experiment that. It it's not, we are not there yet in the example. So let me have another one. Permit me to just copy, then paste, then change it to, oh, there's a mistake here, change it to H2. Okay, the closing also H2, then save it, run it. You see, the same thing, the same coding, but different tags. So H3 will be smaller, H4 smaller, and let's see the one that has no H. Oh, I made a mistake there. Okay. All right, let me copy this and paste it again without H, without the H1 tag. Save it, then run it. Can you see? That's a normal text. The last one is a normal text. There is a tag there telling us it's a single paragraph, okay? But paragraph is for paragraph. H1 is for sizing and to bold it, you know. That's how it works. H1 biggest, H2 is big, not as H1. Then H3 smaller than H2, H4 smaller than H3, H5 smaller than H4, H6 smallest, but yet not as small as the ordinary text. All right, the paragraph we have just done, this is it, and I would like to experiment it also. Let me show you how the paragraph thing works. Okay, you have a paragraph. Before I show you paragraph, let me show you let me type a sentence. This is my first coding. I mean you, if it's your first coding, first coding class. I never thought I could code, but now I feel on top of the world. Okay, all right. To me, this is a paragraph, right? Now I need another paragraph. I want to invite you to join the class. Okay, by searching for Boom class 777 on the YouTube. Sorry. Right. Ordinarily, you think you have 2 paragraphs. Well, let's run it and see what we have. Got it? I thought we have 2 paragraphs, but we actually have one. When you have more than one space in the coding part, the browser will merge all the spaces to one. If you have 1,000 spaces, or maybe you try to drop with enter to another line, it will merge it up there will be only one space in between. So that is why paragraphing with instruction is very important. Look at it. Okay, let's go back there and use the paragraph code. Sorry. Alright. Now I want to tell the browser this is a paragraph on its own. You have P at the end. Okay, you have slash P, and this one also. At the end, slash P. Save it and run it. You now have another paragraph. Alright, that's how that works. Okay, you need to really practice this thing and have fun. You have a lot of fun. This is another example. You can follow this. Just okay, it's here. You can practice this. This you are looking at on the screen. Copy, practice it, then you have your result. Okay, this is the result here. Don't forget closing tag. Don't forget closing tag. Then line break. Sometimes you want to break into lines. Right, you have BR. Line break does not have closing tag. Look at when you run this, you see, this is my first coding class. I never thought, okay, that's a line. Let me break it. Let me break it into lines. Sorry, I want to break it now. Let's say this. After this, I have BR. That's all. That's enough to break it. This BR tag does not have closing tag, no ending tag. Save it, run it. You see, after this, you have another line. Because when you were coding it, after this, you add BR. So that is what is explained here. Now, let's go to content. Now, there's what you call statement. Comment. There's what we call comment. Comment means it is just there, maybe for the developer, the coding engineer. Comment to explain what you are trying to do here. Look at my coding. Okay, I can say, all right. Okay, I did something like that already. The first line is a comment, actually, telling the coding man, the coding engineer, okay, this is HTML document, doc type HTML. The comments, let me show you something. Let me put a comment here. Okay, you start with this, and then whatever you type, it's just a comment. Okay, will it run? Do you see it? No, because it's just a comment. Actually, let me see if what happens when I don't have this exclamation mark. Okay, it's still all right. It's still not showing, but you know, comment has exclamation mark. Comment has exclamation mark. Then let's see. Okay, then you have dash before and after the statement. Okay, now you see this is the real thing. This is the real thing, man. You can see the text editor also understands that this is a comment. And as you are reading, you see it's a comment because it's lighter. That means there's an error here. There's an error here before you have the closing tag. Okay. Yeah, the comment is like this. You have the angle brackets. Then before anything, you have exclamation mark with double line. Then after your statement in the comment, you have exclamation mark. Don't forget. Don't forget. All right. That's comment. Again, all right. Basic tags. We have tags here. A list of tags, HTML body, H1 to H6, I've told you that. Paragraph, break. Then we have horizontal rule. We have comment, okay? That's a comment. All those, just play with them. Then we have attributes. Attributes are part of tags. They give additional information. Attributes. Then you have to use lowercase. You're advised to use lowercase. And we'll be going through some examples. Okay, like you have H1. We have used H1 actually. Telling the system to make it bold to a standard, a size given to H1. That's an instruction. You can have additional instruction inside the opening tag. Before you have the text, you are sizing. Inside the opening tag, you can have some other instructions like align equals to center. So let's go back. The first one, we have hello world. Inside the opening tag, okay, you have align equals, then you have quote, you have center. It gives it a particular color because the tags are in color red. The computer gives you a kind of guide. Okay, like when you have comment, it's light, dark, but light. Then when you have tags like body, paragraph, they are in red. Now when you are having attribute, look at another color. There's another color. It helps you. It's only your text now that is in black. All those things in black will actually be transferred to the browser. Okay, let's save it, then run it. What do you have? Hello world, I'm having fun with coding. It's now at the center. The same way, you can use that to set the color. Okay, can set the color, can set the background color. Like here you have, I think, yeah, this, for the body. Okay, it's here, you see it here. Look at the paragraph. It's fun to know okay, look at that. You see the paragraph tag contains an attribute. BG color equals yellow. That's background color equals yellow. So you can play around with all this. Okay, do we do that because of time? I know you can do that, but let's still be together. BG color. Okay, let's go to the one of the second one. Let me go inside it. All right. Say BG color. You have to be careful. The color is British color. Okay, American color. without U, take note. Then you have, let's use blue. Save it and run it. Wow, there's a problem somewhere. Okay, let's see exactly how it is done here. BG color. Okay, inside body tag. Sorry. Aha. You don't just put it anywhere. Sorry. Don't just put this anywhere. Sorry. That's a mistake. Pardon me. It's a mistake. It's not inside paragraph. It's under body. It has to do with body, so we bring it inside the body. Where is it? Okay. BG color. Okay. Equals blue. Run it. You see it. All right. So when you are going to body tag, you can add some attributes. All right. Can left align, center align, or right align. Like we did in our case, we use center alignment. All right. Okay. HTML text formatting. There's a lot here to learn. Big to bold, big to make it big, to emphasize, italicize to make it small, strong, sub, and all that. Define deleted text. So you can play around with this. And that's why you're a student. You learn and you relearn. Train yourself. Now we have some other codes here. Computer output tags. You see them? Abbreviation, acronym, address. We have font tag. I'll copy this. I want to copy this and use it in our code. Then I'll explain something to you. Alright? Okay, I don't like this bluish thing. This is white. I want to believe white is white. Okay? Alright, I've copied something and I'm pasting it. Paste it here. Paste. Now, actually, that black 4-point font size render in area type is what is going to be displayed. But the attribute is font face area, size 4 points, color. This is the color code. I don't know the color, but let's run it. Can you see the color code? It's bluish. Now we have light blue, deep blue, navy blue. All that cannot be said with text, with sentences. So there are color codes. We'll be getting to that. There are color codes. Like this color code here. This color code highlighted here is for that kind of blue. And this 4 point is the size. Now let me go back there. I want to change it from 4. Instead of using H1, H2. Can do all this by yourself. 4 point. Change the 4 to 8. Like you double it. And you see it's double. It's bigger. Okay, that means I have to, in the explanation here, I have to change to 8 if I like. Okay, that's it. just to make people understand. Okay, we go back and we continue. Okay, you can copy all this and you see the result. Okay, something like this. All right. Okay. Now, there's another example. You can copy this and go and try it. You see how it works out. Size, number. This is how you can. Okay, let's try and do something like this. Size equals plus something. Can we go back there? Let's see how that works. Plus 5. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Increasing the font size. Okay. This one actually talks about font face equals to font size equals to and all that. No. Is it growing? Do you see anything growing there? All right. Go on. Okay. Some of these attributes have been removed because CSS has emerged as a better way to format and define content. Okay, we'll be getting to that. Let's assume we still apply all this. Okay. All right. How to view HTML source? Well, have you ever seen a web page and wondered, hey, how did they do that? To find out, click View option in your browser toolbar and select Source or Page Source. This will open a window that shows you the HTML code of the page. Yes, HTML code of the page. All the HTML code used to design a page can actually be discovered because HTML as a language is browser side. All those code will come to the browser. They come to the browser, they live on the browser. The moment you open it, they are stored on the browser. So you can actually peep into it. If they use HTML code, you can go and get those codes. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? You can judge that. Now let's talk about the entries. Character entries. Some characters are part of tags. So when you type them, it will not show. It will not appear. The browser will see them as, oh no, this one belongs to me. We'll keep it. We'll not transfer it to the screen for you to see. So to use those characters, probably you need the character. And let me tell you an example. Like this character here. If you need that character, you will not see it if you use it like that. So to use it, you need a special code for it. When you use the special code, the browser will display it for you. But if you use it ordinarily, you wouldn't see it. Okay, let's go. Let me copy. Like if you want to write that character here, if you need that character, you need to use this. You need this. Alright? And let's see. Let me copy that. Let me copy that and let's go. Like I need immediately before the head, before the first line of the body, after the body, immediately after the body, let me see. Let me have it here. I need this. I need to display this. Only one of them. Okay, let's see. It's not there. Okay, it's there. It's there. Wow, it's there. It's there. Wow. Maybe because of the browser. Let me use this instead. This is the code meant for it. Let's display it. Can you see? The same thing. Now there are some codes you will not see. You will not see. Or maybe you are having typing your tags, like you want to have this. Let's do this. Let's talk about this. It's like it's a double thing. It can confuse a programmer. It's a double thing. So what you do, you use the code. The code will help you to know that this is what you're actually doing. You can take time to go through all that, please. And there are many of those codes here that you might not get easily. They have their entry name and they have their code, entity number. Sorry, I've been talking about entities. They have their codes here. They have their name. If the name is too long for you, you can use their codes. 160, 60, 62, 38 with the alpha sign and hashtag. Then to write codes, dollar sign and all those other signs, cent, pound, yen, you can actually use code for them. Week 4. The thing is, for these codes, some browsers will not display them. Or it will turn to another thing. It will scatter your work. But when you use the right code, it will be specific. You can predict how it works. Now week 4, HTML uses hyperlink. Let's talk about links. Like this www.yahoo.com actually shows that when you click it, it leads you. See what it's trying to do? It's a link. It's linking me to another place, another website, or to a particular website. That's what we call hyperlink. And that's why this language is called hypertext. Hypertext. HTTP. HTML, hypertext markup language. It's all about linking from one page to the other, from one point to the other, from one place to the other. So you can actually create links using anchor tags. Now, if I want to link, I'll use anchor tag. Then inside the anchor tag, I'll use attribute href. That's hyperlink reference. You can see it here. Hyperlink reference. Use inside anchor tag. It must be in a tag anyway. And if you look at another one here, it's a good example that shows that it leads you to a website. And let us go and practice that. Let's see how our website look like. Is it rough? Do we clean out some things? Oh well, let's continue. Let's just, whatever we are doing, we do it at the top after the body tag. Okay, The next thing we are doing, anchor tag. Yeah, you remember you have to close it. Okay. I need a here. All right. In between, I want to have a www dot boom. Sorry. Boom dot com. All right. Now, in between that, at that point after A in the opening tag, you have href equal to, then you have your browser, your internet website, https, sorry, I was distracted, column, then // then www.google.com. Okay, then you save it. Let's run it. Can you see it at the top? See it? You know what is going on there? There is, okay, I see it. This is still coming up. You don't need that. After the body, okay, let's see it again. Okay, can you see that? Boom.com. Actually, what we were looking for is boom.com, and we typed it. But for you to make it a link, you put the anchor tag and these attributes. You see what has happened there? So remember that. You might also want to put the another web page in this same website you are working on. Yeah, can do that. Let's go on. Still have a long way to go, so let's leave that. You can read more, the target attributes. Okay, read more and do more. Before we get into this, let me show you. When you run this, since it is bluish underlined, you know what we do with this on the internet? We click it. When you click it, it takes you out to the website. Okay, I have activated my flight mode, so it's not going to work now. So let's move on. Getting out and around in this language. Look at this. Inside the body, you can put a link equals this. That's link color. You can put the link this way also. And when you talk about anchor, the link color may be blue. Ordinarily, like we see, it's blue here. But you can decide what the color will be. You have to practice that. Decide what the color will be. Then, when it is visited, when somebody has clicked it, what the color will be. You can see all that here. Visited link. Then you have active link here, which is also here. Active link telling you how it will be when it is active. So when a link is new, fresh, you see this or this first one. The first one here. Okay, when the color is being visited, you see the next one, and when it is active, you see the next one. So these are to determine which color is for which status. Okay, now let's, if it is an image link, this is what you do with it. Image link, you can have a text link, you have image link. By the way, to bring in an image into your website, this is how to do it. Okay, this is how to do it. It's image tag, and it is also like it's like break tag. You don't need to close it. Image tag, img as a tag, but the tag should not exist alone. There should be an attribute, src equals to, that's a source, image source equal to, then you put maybe a website of the image or the link to the image. Then after that, you have a description, alt equals to this image. Say maybe it's a car. In case the website is not cooperating or the internet is not cooperating, somebody opens the website and image cannot come up, the person will see the description of the image. That's alt equals to this image. The person will see. If the image is a lion, you should type lion there, alt equals to lion in quotes, so that peradventure the image is not coming up, somebody will be able to read, oh, it's an image of lion. Okay, the first attribute is source equal to image URL, that's image source. The second one, image description. The third one, image border. Those images will come with borders. So you decide how thick is the border. How thick is the border? You want to make it 0, fine. You want to make it 1, fine. You want to make it 0.5, fine. For this, it is 0. All right. You can go through all this on your own and play with it. Play with it. You can use your phone. Play with it. Pause the video. Play with it. Okay, let's talk about HTML list. When I want to list, we have ordered list and we have unordered list. Okay, you need a tag to start with. That tag is UL, that is unordered list, UL. Then you have list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4, and all that. We are going to copy all this now and go to a new, let's go to our, let's go to our text editor. Okay, we will not use new, like I promised. We'll continue to use this, but I'll do something now. Okay, I want to put it here. Let's use, I want to use break tag. I want to use break tag. Okay, then paste all that. Then, if you create space here, does not matter, does not do anything. what you need to do to give space, you use break tag BR. Sometimes you can double it BR. Okay, now let's see, let's run. Can you see that? I'll explain. I told you you need a tag before you can list. That tag, where is it? Okay, it's here. Oh, sorry, since we have HTML already, we don't need it here. Sorry. Even the body, where is the body coming from? Don't need the body. Sorry for this. Don't need the body. It's for a new website, a new page anyway. But we decide not to use a new page. We decide to use, it's not even a title. We decide not to use a new page. We're just talking about unordered list. Unordered list example. Let's use H1 instead. H1, then slash H1. All right. So what we have here actually is that we have an heading telling us, oh, these are examples of unordered list. Then we have UL, unordered list tag, from the beginning, at the beginning, and at the end. Now I will bring it to the end. I like to work this way. Okay, see the beginning there, see the end there. Okay, in between you have list. To make it easy for yourself, you can put them on different lines. Okay, you have list 1, item 1, list item 2, list item 3, and all that. So when you run it, you see the list. Okay, unordered list example, you see the list. Oh, H1 did not work. Yes, they don't work because I used HI. H1, then close, then run it. Okay, can you see? That's how to have the list. Now, that's unordered list with bullets. By default, it's with bullets. Now we have ordered list. That is number list. You can do that also. You can either actually use OL, ordered list. And let's do that here. For ordered list, let's go to my list. We have unordered list tag. We change it to ordered list. That's OL, and the closing OL. Then save it, then view it. You have, instead of bullet, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let me show you something. Yeah, now instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, you can change the type. By default, when you have OL and you don't have any attribute, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. But if you change the type, can change it to look at the examples here. Arabic. The Arabic, like what you have seen, just type 1 by default. Then another type is alphabetic uppercase. When you type A in capital or A in small letter, to be lowercase. Then if you have I in capital, to be Roman numeral. Okay, let's experiment that. Want to change the type. Okay, say type in full. Is it in full? Okay. Type in full, yeah. Type, if you use type 1, let's close it. Type 1, let's see what happens here. Type 1 is still, like I said, default is 1, 2, 3, 4. And type 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's use type A. Type A now. Okay. Capital A, save it, then run it. Sorry, it's not just A. And I don't think it's just one. It should be in quotes. It should be in quotes. Not just A, please. So you have quotes, then A. Alright, let's run it. Still not working. Do I miss out equal sign? How can I do that? So we have A, B, C, D. Because we use A capital, we have A capital. Alright. Now let's change it to small letter A. Save it and run it. You notice that I always save before I run it. So we see small letters here because of the small letters attribute. Now let's use I. Let me use small letter I. Okay. See, Roman numeral. Let me use capital letter I. Okay, what do you have? Capital letter Roman numeral. So that's how that works. It's interesting to play with some things here. Now, definition list. Definition list. You go through this. Well, actually, what this one is trying to, what is going on here? DT, definition data, definition text. Then you have DD. DD should be data definition and all that. Okay. You have definition term, definition description. Okay, definition description. We have done ordered list, unordered list, then list itself. Then all these ones, well, it's not going to come at your exam, so I can ask you to study it on your own, for your own good, not for exam. But the other things I ask you to study for exam, you study them for exam. You will still have questions on them in the exam. Now let's go to HTML images. I've mentioned something on this, but now we're going to practice it. And it's simple. You want to insert image. Your image can be JPEG, can be GIF. Now we have browsers which can display a lot of image types, so no problem. Now to insert image, I told you, is img source equals to image URL. Using phone, you may not find it easy to bring up your image because there is going to be a a directory. There is a need for directory where your image is stored on the system. You have to locate it, bring out the directory, and keep here. It's only possible if you are using URL. Let's see this. I want to insert image. This is how it will look like. Remember, I'm not online because I try to avoid calls for now. So let's come here. Okay, open the tag, image img, source src, then equal sign, then you have image. You can put, if your image is pop, you save this somewhere, pop, you now reference it here, pop.jpg. You should use the extension. If it's inside a directory, you need things like this. Maybe the folder is a project on your computer. Okay, sometimes it may be in the same, if it is in the same folder with your index.html, your file, you leave it this way. Or if it's in a subfolder, you bring in full stop or double or and all that. But for this example, I would have loved to use image source from a website. I've forgotten the name of that website. Something kitten. I'll let you know. Okay, you can, maybe you see it on the screen. You type it in and you see, when you launch it, you should see the image as you launch it. Alright, let's launch this one, and there's no image yet, but if you look at it, there is a sign of image. Now let me bring in the description so that you can see the sign I'm talking about. Just before the closing bracket, you can use alt equal to, then you have what's the image? Let's say cats. Okay. And beautiful cat. I'm not a fan of cats, but let's use it, no problem. See, beautiful cat. That's a description of the image. Let's go on. So we have used image and the attributes. The height of the image can include the attribute height, width, logo. Okay, that's the source. Say this image source logo dot this should have this width and should have this height. That's the meaning. Can describe the height, can specify the height. Okay, background. This is not background color, BG color. This is background itself. So when you go to body tag, can say background, can mention background color or background image. No, it's background image. I want to put the image as a background. So this is what you do. So let's go there. Remember, we cannot launch it, I'm not online. So go to body, background color. Okay, can remove that and just use maybe you have pop dot jpeg as the image. Pop dot jpeg as the image. Then sorry, I need to remove this quote. The background equals sorry, let me see. Okay, yeah, the spelling is correct. Background equals this means the computer will look for this picture and put it on the background. If the picture is too small, it will repeat the picture at the background until the whole page is filled with the picture. But you have to consider, will it be compatible with your website? Is it good enough? That's what this side is talking about. Note, if you use background image, keep this in mind. When the background image increase the loading time too much, just check out. But it's good you know how to do it. You see that all this has been taken care of by CSS. Now, color values. Now, I told you there are codes for some certain things. Instead of saying color blue, light blue, navy blue, no, there are codes. And these are the codes. This second column here, under color X, these are the codes. Instead of saying background color equals to blue, you can just look at this blue color here, copy the code. Background color equals to, you use the code. Let's go. BG color equal to all right, let's just let me create a space I can paste. Sorry. Okay, it's better this way. So okay, then this one can delete this one. How many are those? Only one. Okay, you need only one. All right, save it and launch it. Come on. So instead of saying blue, you can use the code. Let me change it to blue. Then launch it. See, still blue. Let me change it to yellow. Save it, launch it. It's yellow. Now I'm not using yellow now, using our color code. Save it, launch it. It's blue now. That's the color code for blue. That's how you use these colors. So you can come, these are the colors, and their codes. Then their names, the other ones here, their names and their codes. More of them here. Supported by the major browsers. It's not all browsers that used to support all this, but I think by now all browsers should have upgraded to support all these codes. So the end of week 5. Next on HTML, forms and input, where users will come put their names, their date of birth, email, phone numbers, and all that. So how do you collect that? How do you do that? So subscribe for much of that. Thank you.